So this is Pam's Pashminas, and this is our scarf boutique tent. It's like a traveling retail store of our scarves. And we love supporting, particularly Mass Hort. I've done tons of photo shoots here with my scarves, and I'm a member, and I'm also an organic grower at home. And many of my scarves are either photographs or artwork I've done of natural pieces. This is a Dutch elm that's in the back of my house, which I took a photograph of and then printed on merino matty wool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So have you designed all these or just some of them? Or?
I've designed most of them, but I also source because I find beautiful scarves all over the world and I bring them back for my customers.
Now, Pashmina, is that just another language for scarf, or does it mean something else?
So Pashmina has been co-opted as meaning a scarf, but Pashmina is actually a wool that comes from the underbelly of the Tibetan mountain goat. Mm-hmm. And I actually have some 100% Pashmina scarves that are super soft. It's harvested from the underbelly, brought down, hand-rolled threads, hand-dyed threads, and then hand-woven pieces. Gorgeous, super soft.
Now, when I think of wool, I normally think of scratchy, but these look very soft. And how are these different?
Oh, these are incredibly beautiful, soft, comfortable to wear. Most of them are merino wool from the merino sheep in New South Wales, Australia. My partner is Australian and she's a wool expert. And so we have these loomed in Amritsar, and the people who do them is a 3-generation family that know wool backwards and forwards. I mean, they're beautiful. I just want to say how grateful I am to Mass Hort for bringing back the flower show, because I've done the flower show for about 20 years and there's been a lag for the last several years. And It's kind of fun doing it in the fall. And quite frankly, I'm really grateful for the rain, because even though it has affected some of the attendance, it's great for the grass and the trees and the critters. So.
I like having it at Elm Bank too, rather than in Boston, don't you?
Oh, I love this venue. Are you kidding? I come here all the time for myself too.
So we're the New England unit of the Herb Society of America. We are the original unit that started the Herb Society in 1933. So we're here representing our unit, and what we are about is teaching people about herbs, all aspects of herbs, how to grow them, how to use them, lots of wonderful things. So we've got herbs that you can grow in your yard. We've got lavender extract, we've got herbal products, skincare products, lavender sachets, information on green bridges, creating a network of pollinators around the country, and we've got cards that were botanical illustrations by a famous illustrator, Elizabeth Blackwell.
I think she was, in the 1700s? I think in the 1700s, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a tough question now. What's your favorite herb?
What's your favorite child?
All right, so my website is Herb's Daughter.
Okay.
And it turns out my dad's name is Herb. And but daughter is spelled the Icelandic, Nordic, Swedish way, Dottir. Anyway, I guess my favorite is the ginkgo tree over there. Well, the ginkgo tree is one of the oldest trees on Earth, and its average life is 1,000 years. And it was alive at the time of T-Rex.
Wow.
And
now that's the brain herb, right? Ginkgo?
Ginkgo,
it's one of the herbs
that can improve your memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now, that's a girl tree, and she is dropping seeds. You could have a seed or two.
Okay. How about you, Anne?
My favorite herb, just one of my favorite herbs is yarrow, plain old yarrow. I love it to pieces.
Well, yarrow is a natural styptic. If you cut yourself shaving, you just take the leaves, rub it, put it there.
So it's good to have it handy.
It stops your bleeding instead of a styptic pencil.
It also helps if you've cut yourself, if you scratched yourself, if you've got a bug bite or poison ivy. It helps with all those things. It also helps with things like colds and flus and various other things. And it's beautiful, and I love drying it to use in my herbal wreaths, and it's a wonderful plant in many ways. It's edible. It's edible. Also, the flowers and the leaves, a little bit. It's strongly flavored.
How strong? I have never tasted.
It's strong.
Is it good though?
It's an acquired taste, but a little bit will be very pleasant, depending on what you
I'm
like.
going to go home and taste mine now.
There you go. So we established the garden here 20 years ago. We had Marie Stella Burns, who was a garden designer, designed the layout of the beds. We put together beds with specific themes like colonial herbs, native herbs, a dye bed, aromatic herbs, ground covers, and we designed it as our teaching garden. We put a ginkgo in the middle of the garden so that people could come and see how herbs grow and see how they grow throughout the seasons, what grows from season to season, and how they are used.
My business is called Sunny Window. We specialize in lavender. We bring it from the south of France and make pillows and sachets, and we also have natural bath and body products from all over the world.
How did you get into this?
I got into it actually because a friend started the business many years ago, and when she retired, I decided to take it over.
Smells really nice in here. What's so
That's
great?
100 pounds of lavender for you. Yeah.
What's so great about lavender anyway? Besides
Oh
it
my
smells
gosh,
nice.
there's a long answer to that short question. Lavender has a lot of incredible properties, both medicinally and in the home. It was used as an antiseptic for years before World War II. It helps heal skin conditions. It helps you sleep. It repels moths. It does all kinds of great things. Someone today bought it for their horse.
Oh,
Well,
can you eat
so
it?
yes, you can. Yeah, in fact, culinary grade lavender it's delicious for baking. You can make lavender tea, lavender lemonade. There's even lavender cocktails. Yeah.
Anything else we should know?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow when it's supposed to be super sunny at this event.
We help preserve trees with science-backed data. So we use science, including lots of our research laboratories' data, to inform how to best preserve trees.
So what are the kind of tree problems you run into around here?
Well, the current one that we're talking about here today is a lot of beech leaf disease. I've got a photo of what that looks like up here. Beech leaf disease is a new and emerging problem in the area. So we might talk about pest issues such as this one, which is caused by a foliar-feeding nematode. We also deal with soil issues, any kind of insect or pathogen issues, or issues that might arise from other environmental effects like drought, heat stress, stress from being in compacted or construction environments.
Is that the stripes on the
Exactly, yeah. So you can see how there's these stripes where the bands are darkening in between the veins of the leaves. We actually have a beautiful shot of beech trees right across the way. So this beech hedge is one that we've taken care of, and that's why the leaves look so clean and beautiful, is that it's not yet infected with the disease.
And you're not going to let it happen?
No, we're doing our best. So we have really successful treatment programs. If you have a beech tree on your property, I certainly encourage you to call your local certified arborist to get it inspected and see if it is infected with beech leaf disease. And I just would love everyone to know that there are things we can do about it.
So my business is Petal Preserves, and I am a pressed flower artist. I grow all the flowers that I use in my projects, press and dry them, and make jewelry, art, home decor, things like that.
And how did you get into that?
I started pressing flowers as a hobby a couple years ago, and then friends started asking for little things, and just kind of took off from there.
You ever done a show like this before?
I've never done a show here before. I have done shows in other places, but this one's extra special being in the garden surrounded by flowers.
Outside in a tent in the rain? Ever do that?
Not the best, but still a lovely location.
This seems like a good thing for a gift.
Yes! Yes, definitely. A lot. I like to tell people also what meanings the flowers have, and I have bookmarks with the meanings, and a lot of times people will pick something special for somebody depending on what the meaning is.
Name a couple.
So, alyssum flower, which is in some of my earrings, means tranquility. Hydrangeas represent gratitude, and buttercups, which are fun. You know, if you're a kid and you're picking them up in the lawn, those are actually symbolize friendship.
That's a whole bunch of gifts right there.
Exactly.
That's my favorite one, though.
Okay, so I'm a macrame artist. I have all kind of plain hangers, some accessories like little wallets, earrings, keychains. That's pretty much what I have. Coasters.
Did you make all this?
Yes, I make all of them.
Well, that's wonderful.
It's all
Beautiful.
handmade, yeah.
And how did you get into this?
Well, I start making some pillows, and then I tried the technique of macrame, and I just fall in love and start going crazy with it.
How did you end up at the flower show?
A friend of mine told me about it, and I just contact the organizer, and I get into it.
I've been feeding birds for 40 years. So that led me to making bird baths for them, and eventually led me to make them in a larger quantity so we can resell them. What's unique about what I make is the colors and the technique, which I work from steel-coated, copper-coated steel, which is then colored or painted. And shaped in very unique ways where I make flowers or trees, and so that's a little bit what we do.
How did you get into that? You've been doing metalworking before that?
I've never done metalworking. I've self-educated. I went from business to business, and then when I retired, I needed something to do. And so I basically started puzzling around and figuring out what I'd like to do. And actually, it's a video on YouTube that from a specialist in patina. And when I saw the potential behind making patinas and the way he was using them, I said, oh, there's something there. So I started working. It takes a while, to learn. And that's how I came out with the uniqueness of what we make, which the patina, the color is really what makes the bird baths.
So your work is really unique and beautiful. You travel all over New England at shows like this?
Yeah, I started traveling around New England, and we're expanding toward New York now and Pennsylvania.
Okay. You like to travel?
I've always traveled the world, so traveling is no news to me.
This is the first time the flower show has been at the Elm Bank for a long time.
Yes, we have a long history of flower shows. This is our 138th flower show. But we haven't done a flower show in about 17 years. And many of them were in the city, changed venues throughout those 138 years. But we are in the fall season now rather than early spring, and we have set up vendors and speakers and food trucks and all sorts of wonderful things right here in our garden at the Elm Bank Reservation in Wellesley. So our gardens look beautiful in the fall, and people are really enjoying walking around and learning new things, buying all sorts of cool things for their garden, and checking out our gardens and just taking it all in. So it's been a great day so far, and we're also here tomorrow.
And so why did you start up here again?
I grew up on flower shows and going to Bayside Expo Center, and I missed it. A lot of my friends missed it, and there's a lot of people who are into gardening, especially after the pandemic. They've spent a lot more time at home, and they have really wonderful questions, and they're looking to be inspired. and find excellent, cool plants from great vendors. And we're going to start to build this show up over time. And we've had a great day so far, and we'll have an even bigger show next year.
Yeah, it's a big change from doing it in Boston, but it's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun. You know, in Boston, you have to sort of bring all the flowers inside, bring all the trees and shrubs and the mulch and build gardens inside. Let's just have a flower show in the actual garden. It's great.
Right here in Elm Bank.
Yes.
So you're also doing a lot of presentations and stuff?
We have wonderful speakers and demos, lots of really great things to learn about container gardening, floral arranging, Japanese flower arranging, building hypertufa containers, designing containers for the fall, and some of our vendors are doing other pruning demonstrations and all sorts of great things. And we have a traditional flower show inside our Honeywell building with floral designs and all of the floral competition classes and entries from children to grown-ups for amateur and junior horticulture. Biggest vegetables, biggest flowers, really fun and different things to look at.
This has got to be a huge endeavor to put this all together.
It is, but it's a lot of fun. So our staff is totally dedicated to this, and we're having a great time.
All right. Anything else we should know?
What's the date today? 21st?
Yeah.
New England Fall Flower Show, Heritage and Hope, September 21st and 22nd. Look for us again next year. If you're not here at Flower Show time, just come and wander the gardens. It's beautiful. Thank you.